A few of us are meeting up tonight. It's a book club. You're probably busy, but if not, the others said I should invite you.
A book club?
Yeah, I didn't figure the great and powerful Hunter would be into a book club.
If it is worth reading, I'm interested.
All our books are worth reading. Anyway, I'm headed to the meeting. I doubt it's your thing, but if you're interested, you could tag along.
After you.
Okay then.
Blade's giving you the stink eye. Or maybe he doesn't like the punch. Either way, I think he wants to speak with you.
You are the best girl. You know that, right?
Here's how this works. We pick out a book, we read the book, and then next meeting we talk about the book. It's my turn to pick, so give me a minute. I need to narrow it down.
What kind of book is a book club book?
The good ones, that's the plan at least.
Did you already talk about today's book?
Well, no, there isn't one for today.
What is the best book you have read so far?
None.
You have not read any books, but you are starting a book club?
Hunter, I've read half the books in the library. I have too many favorites to list. I meant I have no book club favorites yet.
You are being evasive, and I do not know why.
This is technically our first meeting.
Huh. I thought this was a regular thing you did.
Yeah, I want it to be. Doesn't matter how sharp your weapons are if your mind is as dull as a brick. Just give me some space. I need to find the right book if I'm going to. I need to pick the right book, okay?
All right.
I hope I have time for this. I used to be in one of these with my friend Jess, but it fell apart.
What happened?
I got reassigned, she had a kid, aliens invaded, the usual.
Aliens?
Yeah, it's been a busy decade.
This is the first book club I've been to that didn't devolve into a knockdown, drag-out fight.
Must have been some book club.
A few years back, Bruce and Tony started an Avengers literature circle. First book chosen was Banner's favorite. Tony hated it. Said it was the worst poetry he'd ever read. That a mascara-blinded lab monkey could have written it better. I still don't know what that means. Turned out, it wasn't Banner's favorite book. It was Hulk's.
Oh no.
We lost 2 floors of Avengers Tower before he calmed down.
What happened next?
Black Widow invoked the "this is why we can't have nice things" rule and banned book clubs from meeting at the tower.
All right, I made my decision.
So what is it going to be?
The first book we'll read for book club will be The Art of War by Sun Tzu.
Ooh, a classic.
Yep, that's an old book.
Way older than The Hunter.
Can you give me a quick summary?
It's about war. Come on, Hunter.
How old is this book?
5th century BCE. Ancient and still relevant.
Cannot wait to check it out.
Was that a library pun?
I make no apologies.
I hope you're proud of yourself. Anyway, our time is tight, I get it. But stop by the library and read the book before the next meeting. But I hope you read the whole thing. This book is one of my favorites.
The katana gave that away.
Yeah, I'm always around if you want to chat about it.
Nah, I'll save it for the next book club.
I could chat about it.
Nah, I'm good.
I admit, I like the low-pressure approach we're taking to book club. These things should be fun and informative. Not the high-stakes powder keg of the Stark and Banner book club regime.
What did you think of the meeting?
Seems like a great way to get to know each other.
What do you think about Blade's choice of book?
It got me thinking about a book I can choose. It'll have to be a good one to match Blade's pick.
See you later.
Next time, then.
I think that went well. Carol seemed to enjoy herself. What do you think?
Blade, did you start a book club so Carol would join it?
No. Yes, sort of. We were talking about books, and I may have suggested the two of us read a book and talk about it. Captain America overheard and expressed interest. Carol said I was starting a book club, and he asked if he could join.
Then what?
What was I supposed to do? Say no to Captain America?
Say the word and I will drop out.
No, it's fine. I'm kind of digging this. And I'm glad to have a midnight sun here. Glad you came, Hunter. But don't forget to do the reading.
All right, I will.
I'm not kidding.
What are you up so late reading?
The twisted brain drippings of that psycho Faustus? This journal is like a love letter to Aleister Crowley, the Necronomicon, Jack the Ripper, and Charles Manson, all remixed into some nightmarish open mic poetry. I'm going to be up all night trying to make sense of it, see if it helps us find our way back into the sanctum.
You are exhausted, Carol. Get some rest. You can crack Faustus's code tomorrow.
It's not that I don't appreciate the sentiment, Hunter, but I'll tap out when I'm ready. Besides, if I went to sleep right now, this nightmare juice would be sure to terrorize me with bad dreams. And when I say bad dreams, I don't mean Lovecraftian demons or Cenobites. I mean being stuck at a 12-hour poetry slam in the East Village. You know, real horror. Listen to this crap. Lilith, your name is a black hole for men like me to lose their souls. How I await to be suffocated in your arms. Choke on the dark tendrils of your hair. Murder me, goddess, and I will help you murder this dimension.
These are just the ramblings of a madman. No rhyme or reason to be found.
There must be something helpful here. Well, I ought to get back to burning the midnight oil. I got about 400 pages to go of this crap. I'll let you know what I find out.
You're pretty spry for a reanimated corpse from the 1600s.
Hey! What's good?
It's nice of Hyder to provide all these free sparring partners for you. If they were smart, they'd start charging for these sessions. How's your spark treating you? Any feedback? Acceptable answers are genius design, work of a genius, really anything involving the word genius.
It is well crafted. I use it every day, and it works no matter where I am.
So you'd call it,
A work of genius?
Perfect. That's a great pull quote for the press release.
What is a press release?
Don't worry about it. That was decent, boss.
Magic, are you all right?
No, Hunter, I am not. And neither is Limbo. The dark energy is increasing.
This danger you feel, have you given more thought to what could be causing it?
Yes, but I do not want to say it out loud.
It is all right to fear magic.
I am not afraid, Hunter. It's just, once I say his name, he becomes real again. Words have power. I do not want to give him any more than he already has.
He?
If I am right, you will see soon enough. But tonight, that's all I can say.
Hello, my sweet girl.
They're holding it. All things considered. But I wouldn't expect them to thaw anytime soon. Not when it comes to you.
Nice. I understand you're still angry. Just don't want me to feel alienated from the team.
And you should have made them feel alien.
I know.
Central is ready to work. Beginning decryption sequence.
What in the...
This crap just keeps getting weirder and weirder. You know, I think Faustus might have been the Zodiac killer. Thanks, Hunter.
Hey, Hunter. Starting coiled extraction process. genius inventor strikes again. Another magical mystery box. And to think, I used to design sentient future tech. I feel like I could automate this process and take myself out of the loop here. Don't forget to write.
Time's wasting, Hunter.
Constant innovation. That's the stark promise. Looking forward to upgrading that.
Don't stress it too much. There's no wrong answers here.
Captain Marvel swears she can see.
I still... I'm ready when you are.
progress on the journal?
If by progress you mean genetic experimentation recipes, demonic incantations, and what Strange here thinks is some sort of, wait for it, Lilith fanfiction Faustus wrote in a 10,000-year-old dead language...
Ancient Atlantean.
Then sure. Tons.
I actually speak a little Atlantean.
Tio mile oth episith?
But I did find this.
A hole?
We think it's a shipping facility. Or smuggling. Faustus may have been a demented loon, but the man kept some pretty detailed records.
Possibly for stealing. From me.
Via the hole.
Let me guess. That's why I'm here.
Well, given the nocturnal and clandestine nature of this operation, as well as your experience in dealing with subterranean affairs...
I'll bet. Ever wonder why you people only come to me for the dirty work?
Because you are a vampire? You sleep in the actual dirt? Or a coffin?
I mean, there's sort of a point buried in there. Sorry.
Let's go. I don't want to sound like a diva, but just once, I would like a mission.
Checking out a big dark hole in the ground does not excite you?
Been there before. The thrill wears off.
Combing through Faustus's twisted ramblings wasn't the easiest job in the world, but Captain Marvel did manage to find a spot of particular interest to the late Doctor. Judging by the Hydra activity we've picked up in the area, I'd say she's onto something.
Carol never fails to impress. Big hole.
Big horde of Hydra.
Think we finally found out how they're smuggling artifacts out of the sanctum.
Good. Then there must be a way to smuggle ourselves inside. Let me guess. Stealth not your style?
I'm a vampire, remember? We invented stealth.
You might want to tell that to them.
Hydra forces in this area are causing trouble. Let's take them down.
Yes, ma'am.
If you're done showing off, why don't we move on Hydra and put an end to their artifact smuggling operation for good?
No problem.
No mercy for the servants of Lilith.
Blade told me to mention your mother. Apparently, she's promiscuous.
I saw a move like that once, centuries ago.
Watch my back!
You're mine.
That's just about enough of this.
I'm starting to get irritated.
Time to shine.
According to our thermal scan, this hole branches from here across the entire city. What the hell was Faustus doing down here?
You would have to ask Crossbones. Impressed.
You're going down.
Seems like you don't miss having done at all.
Trucks were just the beginning. Secure the area and head to the source. The gigantic glowing hole Hydra drilled under our noses.
Situation is under control.
We're all gonna get it. Time for the real thing.
seize the opportunity.
Hydra has always sought power from the occult, but this feels different. It's one thing to steal artifacts, but this entire setup feels like distribution center. But distribution to where?
If my mother is involved, nowhere good.
Then I'm betting it somehow involves Banner.
I'm going in.
Leave some for the rest of us.
Wow, I'm glad you're on our side. Walk in the light.
Well, you
As ordered.
payback's gonna be fun.
Not slow me down.
The sheer scope of Hydra's operations in this city are staggering, especially considering the number of heroes that take up residence here.
The greatest lie the devil ever told was convincing the world he didn't exist.
Requesting medevac.
Hail that!
You're done.
You don't have to show off for me, Blade.
Move back! That's not supposed to hurt.
Faustus was killed so that we would never find this place.
Crossbones was looking for any excuse to put that guy down. We just came along at the right time.
Either way, whatever's down that hole is clearly worth killing to protect. I suggest we get down there while we can.
Maybe you should teach me that one. That's one hell of a move.
You were too weak for this fight.
We've done it. Excellent work.
Where do you think it goes?
Down.
Better not be a Fire Dragoon lair. Hydra's been busy.
Whatever the hell they're doing down here. It smells wicked. Remind you of something?
The Sanctum. Back door?
Gonna say yes.
We serve our mother. We await the return of the midnight sun. We hate interlopers and their little brains.
I would have preferred the Fire Dragoon.
Hydra forces in this area are causing trouble. Let's take them down.
Consider it done. Welcome assistance. Let's settle. They're not going to like this.
old times.
You had your chance to escape.
No pain. Mother tells us to hurry. You will wait here.
I am caught up here.
We're almost here. Hold position.
That door of his may be our best bet at getting through to the sanctum and finally taking the fight to Lilith.
Smells like fresh meat. Surface meat. So much better than sewer meat. Sweet, sweet surface meat.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll let us through if we just ask nicely. Come get it.
Nice work.
You will suffer for that. Will make you feel regret. Don't run from me.
Let us see if they have an answer for this. We've got hostile reinforcements here. Hydra would make a far easier meal than us, monster.
Yes, but underneath their crunchy shell, the meat is spoiled. Mother's blood makes them stronger. It sours the flavor. Too much gamma for our liking.
Well, that put me off my lunch.
That hurts.
You have earned it.
Pain only makes us hungrier. Monoforms are for the weak. Stand here. Can't break free. Reinforcements.
There is no end to Hydra's reinforcements, even down here in the sewers. Deal with them if they are in the way. But Venom is the priority.
Food should not play with other food, especially when we are hungry.
We've done it. Excellent work.
Hey, Van Helsing! If you're gonna do something, now's the time!
Hang on, Dracula. This one's gonna hurt!
Purge that monstrosity! No!
Return to me, child.
Must not heed the call!
You cannot escape our destiny.
I thought Venom's breath was bad.
It is.
Oh, you know I'm kidding, don't you, Charlie? How long was I out?
Days.
What happened?
Before or after you exploded?
The collar.
Still intact. Though I'll admit, when Agatha and I first made it for you, we didn't anticipate the need to withstand alien energy.
Felt like more than that. As if...
Thankfully, the venom creature didn't seem to like it either. Ran off through that gate of his, which is why Blade was able to get you home.
Next time I will send that thing straight into the abyss.
Next time, there will be no next time. I know I've been pushing things hard. Pushing you.
That's what you do?
Maybe not on this one. At least until we find a way to counteract the volatile effect of these compounding alien and mystic energies. Which reminds me, Strange and Stark have been chomping at the bit to come see you. Which, of course, I would not allow.
Hope you were not too rough on them.
Me? Of course not. Though I can't speak for Charlie. Still, wouldn't hurt to show your face around here when you're ready. People are starting to worry.
Tell me about it.
And you are certain it will hold?
We wouldn't be standing here if I wasn't. You two focus on the creature. I will worry about the collar.
Haven't really seen Blade since he got back from the sewer.
Carrying Hunter home on his back.
He's still outside. Being extra broody. Maybe you should talk with him.
Good idea. I'll go with you if you like.
All I'm saying is the tower's lost. We're no closer to breaking through Slimerama's sanctum shield, and our exalted chosen one just woke up and is listening to our every word. It's great to see you on your feet again, boss.
Where is Blade?
Outside, I think. Perched by that mausoleum, like the gargoyle he is.
Yo, Hunter.
You should go check up on him.
Least you can do.
I took care of that for you.
My highest priority.
Was that the first explosion you've survived? If so, you deserve a cookie. To be clear, I'm not going to bake it for you.
I know your ears must be ringing, Hunter, but if you feel up to it, I'd like to check in.
All I'm saying is that it's never a good...
I'm sure I'm not the first person to inquire on this fine morning, but seeing as how you did explode in what I might describe as a most spectacular fashion, any side effects I should know about? Headache? Blurred vision? The urge to murder us all?
Do not waste your energy worrying about me, Doctor. I am fine.
Oh, but it's my job to worry, quite literally. Worrying is written into my contract with the Avengers, and I don't want to be in breach of that. Tony is a stickler for the fine print. But in all seriousness, I hope you feel comfortable enough to disclose any medical conditions you may be experiencing now. We can't in good conscience send you back into battle against Hydra if you're not in tip-top condition.
My collar. I am afraid the explosion cracked it.
Cracked? How big is this crack?
Minor. Almost undetectable.
A small fissure should not be a problem. Your collar is made of tough stuff. Almost as tough as you. But if you see it expanding even a millimeter, you must, and I mean must, come to me immediately.
Absolutely. You have my word, Doctor.
Is there anything else I can help you with? Any burning philosophical questions about the universe you need answering?
I should take my leave. There is much to do.
Yes, there is. Just don't push yourself too hard. You are, after all, still part human.
Glad to see you back on your feet again. Strange and I tried to stop by for a little house call while you were out, but turns out your dog is part flamethrower.
She is very protective.
That's one word for it. Listen, I know you're probably hearing all sorts of comments after your last tangle with Venom. For what it's worth, we both just wanted to say that we don't think you should get within 50 light years of that thing until we sort out what the hell's going on between you two.
How does the old saying go? Slash me once, shame on you. Slash me twice.
Couldn't have said it better. It's like I'm talking to a living meme.
I would hope not. The last meme was killed during the Great Culling. Their mimic abilities made them one of the deadliest threats of the old world.
Right. Let's get back to fighting the giant alien slime monster. Look, Strange and I have been studying pieces of that symbiote ever since this nightmare began. Problem is, the further they get from the source, the more their molecular structure changes, which basically renders them useless to us. In zombie movie terms, I need a sample from Patient Zero. The old slime ball himself.
Venom.
Or Eddie, if you talk to Peter. Either way, that's our guy. We get a sample from him, somehow maintain its molecular integrity long enough for Strange and I to poke around at it, and, well, we're in business.
Let me guess. You have a new gadget in mind for the task.
Gadget? No, not a gadget. Plans for a groundbreaking device to solve this insurmountable problem and keep you from exploding next time you fight the indestructible monster? You betcha.
I like where this is going.
Good. Calling it my symbiote sampler for now. Hey, I ran out of acronyms, okay? Stage 1 in stopping our symbiote nightmare once and for all. Meet me over by ye old anvil over there and we can get started. Oh, you're not afraid of needles, right?
Needles?
Forget I asked.
Are there any curses I should be aware of? I know exactly where this goes. I'm over.
Let's get started, Dr. Spooky. So, how's the whole saving the world thing going? Genius inventor strikes again. feel like I could automate this process and take myself out of the loop here. Later.
Hey, can I ask a favor? Fate smiled on you, Hunter. Not every combustion is survivable, but that's stating the obvious.
Time to take it to the next level. We need any advantage we can get. Don't stress it too much. There's no wrong answers here.
Hydra won't want to tussle with me now.